Listen closely. Stop what you are doing right now. Because something is tearing through the fabric of reality as we speak, and the vast majority, they haven't got a clue. This isn't just another news cycle distraction. This isn't some fleeting astrological alignment you read about and forget. We are talking about a fundamental shift, a cosmic ignition point barreling towards us, set to peak around April 6th. And let me be crystal clear, what's unfolding is far more profound, potentially far more disruptive than a simple planetary dance. They might call it a heart-fire portal, triggered by the moon moving into fiery Leo while the sun burns through Aries, creating what astrologers term a fire trine. Fine, but those are just labels. What it feels like, what it means on an energetic level, that's something else entirely. This is the universe slamming its hand on the cosmic table, demanding attention. This is an activation sequence for your deepest power, your core truth, the very essence of who you were before the world tried to shrink you. But there's a catch. There's always a catch when the stakes are this high. A critical piece of information, a warning embedded within this energy surge that almost everyone is overlooking. And if you remain blind to it, if you miss the signal amidst the noise, you risk slamming the door shut on the very transformation you've been praying for, perhaps for lifetimes. I will reveal this crucial warning, but not yet, because first, you must grasp why the immediate hours, the days leading up to this ignition point, are trembling with significance. You need to understand the groundwork being laid, the invisible rewiring taking place within you right now, even as you listen to my voice. Ignoring this period, treating these days as ordinary, that's simply no longer a viable option if you intend to navigate what's coming. Tell me something right now, and be honest. Drop it in the comments below. What is one inexplicable feeling, one strange synchronicity, or one sudden urge you've experienced just in the last 48 to 72 hours? Don't overthink it. That gut feeling, that weird coincidence, that sudden push, write it down. Because acknowledging it is the first step. You need to know you're not imagining things. Right now, as we speak, the energetic membrane separating dimensions, separating your conscious awareness from deeper truths, is becoming dangerously thin. Think of it less as a gentle thinning, and more like it's being shredded by incoming solar and cosmic frequencies. The universe isn't just whispering anymore, it's establishing a direct, high-voltage conduit. And where is it connecting? Straight into the core of your being, bridging the heart chakra, your center of love and connection, with your solar plexus, your seat of power and identity. Imagine a fiber optic cable being plugged directly from the cosmos into your very soul, bypassing the usual filters. This heart fire rush, as some call it, isn't gentle warmth. It's raw, untamed cosmic fire. It's pure potential being downloaded into your system, designed to incinerate old limitations and fuel a level of confidence, creativity, and sheer courage that might feel alien at first. Now, the average person on the street, they'll feel something. A strange restlessness, maybe unusual energy spikes, vivid dreams, a fleeting sense of something big is coming. But they'll rationalize it. Must be the coffee. Didn't sleep well. Just a weird mood. And that dismissal, that immediate reduction of the extraordinary to the mundane, is precisely the mechanism that keeps them tethered to repeating cycles. They fail to recognize a dimensional doorway when it swings open right in front of them. They see the burning bush and call it indigestion. But you wouldn't be here listening to this if you were one of them. Deep down, in that place, beneath logic and doubt, you've felt the tremors, that persistent pressure building in your chest, like something wants to break free, that flickering heat low in your belly, a pilot light trying to roar into a furnace. That inner voice, once a whisper, now practically shouting that things cannot continue as they are, that it's time for what, you ask? Time to reclaim what was taken, time to embody what you came here to be. This isn't just emotional turbulence, it's a forced upgrade. Your entire energetic operating system, centered around the heart, is being fundamentally rewired for higher dimensional frequencies. Think back, late March, early April. Have you noticed it? The sudden, almost violent urges to declutter, not just your closets, but your life. Toxic relationships suddenly feeling unbearable, old habits losing their grip, random moments of overwhelming emotion, grief, joy, anger, washing over you for no apparent reason, then vanishing just as quickly. This isn't random anxiety, despite what your mind might tell you. This is the system purge. This is the old coding, the play small virus, the not good enough malware, the seek external validation script being forcibly deleted. Your heart, understand this, is not merely a pump. It's an electromagnetic generator of immense power, creating a field vastly stronger than your brains. And that field is currently undergoing a massive expansion, a recalibration. It's learning to receive and transmit frequencies that were previously inaccessible, like an old radio suddenly picking up signals from other galaxies. Some feel this as literal warmth, a burning sensation spreading through the chest. Others describe a peculiar fluttering, a high-frequency vibration at their core. Many are experiencing these emotional tidal waves, crying uncontrollably one minute, laughing hysterically the next, feeling profound peace followed by deep sorrow, all within hours or even minutes. This is the sound of energetic chains breaking. This is the debris of old limitations dissolving. Your heart is shedding lifetimes of accrued density, the programming that equated vulnerability with weakness, that translated past pain into perpetual future fear. It's learning a new syntax, a language where fear doesn't automatically compute to stop, where past wounds don't dictate present choices. And make no mistake, this intense upgrade isn't happening passively or universally. It's targeting those who've consciously or unconsciously signaled their readiness, those who have faced their shadows, done the messy inner work, cleared space in their lives even if they didn't fully understand why they were doing it. So if you're feeling this pressure, this intensity, this feeling of being stretched or even shattered, don't panic. It's not a sign something is wrong. It's terrifyingly, exhilaratingly right. Your heart is refusing to operate on the low wattage frequency of the old world. It's demanding resonance with your soul's true signature. It's remembering. And what happens when this rewiring nears completion, coinciding with the Leo moon activation? That's when the forgotten power truly ignites. Now let's talk about April 6th. The moon's shift into Leo isn't just a transit. It's like inserting a key into a lock that hasn't been turned for eons. Leo energy, amplified by the sun, blazing through Aries, another fire sign, creating that potent trine, isn't just about being loud or wanting attention, despite the shallow interpretations. At its core, Leo is about sovereignty, unshakable self-ownership, the deep cellular knowing that you are the monarch of your inner kingdom, the sole author god of your reality. This moon isn't just passing through. It's deliberately triggering a dormant code within your solar plexus, your power center, a code containing the memory of your inherent authority, your divine right to create, command, and experience reality on your terms. A power you've always possessed but were conditioned to forget, to suppress, to fear. When the regal, heart-centered energy of the Leo moon collides with the raw, initiating fire of the Aries sun, it creates more than just a harmonious aspect. It creates a cosmic explosion that illuminates the heavens, and more importantly, lights a fire within your soul. Have you felt hints of it already? Perhaps a subtle shift in your posture, standing taller without thinking, a sudden, uncharacteristic urge to voice your truth in situations where you'd normally bite your tongue, a strange, almost unnerving baseline of confidence flowing through you even when facing old triggers for doubt. This isn't wishful thinking. This is activation. The Leo moon, supercharged by the fire trine, is actively reprogramming your solar plexus chakra. It's forcing it to vibrate at a frequency that naturally attracts respect, recognition, opportunity, and yes, abundance. It's like tuning your personal broadcast signal to a channel people can't help but notice. This is why, in the days surrounding this peak, many of you will experience startling shifts in how the world perceives and responds to you. People might suddenly listen when you speak, truly listen. Opportunities that felt miles away might abruptly land in your lap. You might catch strangers looking at you, sensing a shift, a light, even if they can't name it. What's changed isn't necessarily your clothes or your job title. What's changed is your energetic signature. Your very presence is broadcasting a new message. I am sovereign, I am worthy, I am here to contribute. And here's the part that might blow your mind. This isn't new energy being gifted to you. This is your original energy, your factory settings, being restored. This is the frequency you held before the layers of societal conditioning, familial programming, and self-imposed limitations began to dim your light. The Leo moon activation isn't adding something artificial. It's stripping away what never belonged to you. The hesitation, the self-doubt, the ingrained habit of shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. It's a homecoming. But as this powerful activation sequence unfolds, something else accelerates, becoming almost impossible to ignore. It's probably already started, hasn't it? The repeating numbers, 1111, 444, sequences that seem to follow you everywhere. The song lyrics that perfectly answer a question you were just pondering. The unexpected call from someone precisely when they were on your mind. The book falling open to that exact paragraph. The billboard flashing a message that feels deeply personal. Understand, this is not coincidence. This is communication. Direct, unfiltered. The universe has stopped whispering hints and started using a cosmic megaphone. As this Heartfire portal intensifies around April the 6th, as the veil shreds, the lines of communication between dimensions become wide open. Messages flow with startling ease. Signs become blatant, almost absurdly obvious. Guidance becomes direct, insistent. You might wake up with solutions to problems that have plagued you for years, the answers downloading directly into your mind. You might overhear a conversation between strangers that contains the precise wisdom your soul needed. You might feel an inexplicable pull to go somewhere or do something, only to encounter exactly the right person or resource. These aren't random occurrences, they are responses. Every thought, every intention, every question you've projected outward is now echoing back into your reality with increasing speed and clarity. The lag time between your inner state and your outer experience is dramatically shrinking. And here's why this is critically important now. These synchronicities are no longer just comforting little winks from the universe. They are navigational beacons. They are breadcrumbs mapping out the path toward everything you've declared you desire. If you've been feeling adrift, uncertain about your next steps, confused about your purpose, pay attention. The map is unfolding, revealed sign by sign, synchronicity by synchronicity. But there's a deeper layer here, a responsibility that comes with this increased clarity, something most people miss entirely. Seeing the signs, acknowledging the synchronicities, that's no longer enough. The universe is demanding participation. You have to follow the breadcrumbs, because right now, the cosmos isn't just suggesting a path, it's throwing doors wide open. And cosmic doors, energized by portals like this one, don't stay open indefinitely. Ignoring the signs now carries a karmic weight it didn't before. Let's talk about confidence, but not in the way most people do. Real confidence, the kind being forged in this heart fire, isn't just a feeling or an attitude. It's a creative force. And here's what happens when this force truly ignites within you, especially during this potent window. Ideas. Not just fleeting thoughts, but massive, game-changing downloads. The kind that jolt you awake at 3 a.m., heart pounding. The kind that demand you capture them immediately, scribbling on napkins or dictating into your phone. Ideas that feel less like your thoughts and more like divine blueprints being transmitted directly into your consciousness. This isn't fantasy. This is cosmic intelligence tapping into your unique creative matrix. That fire trine, Leo's heart-fueled radiance, Aries' initiating spark, amplified by the sun's power, is creating an energetic superhighway directly linking your newly fortified confidence, solar plexus, with your innate creative genius, often connected to the sacral and heart centers. The more you embody that sovereign self-belief, the more potent the creative flow becomes. The more you act on that inspiration, the more unshakable your confidence grows. It becomes a self-reinforcing upward spiral, each element fueling the other. You might suddenly find yourself revisiting projects you abandoned long ago, but now seeing the path forward with stunning clarity. You might feel an almost overwhelming urge to express yourself authentically through writing, speaking, art, building something, sharing vulnerable truths you've kept locked away. This isn't just a surge of creative energy, it's creative courage. It's the willingness to finally be seen, to risk judgment or misunderstanding for the profound reward of living your truth out loud. And here's the critical distinction. The ideas flooding in right now, if you're tuned in, aren't random whims. They are soul-aligned. They resonate with your core purpose, your unique, energetic signature, your highest potential trajectory in this lifetime. They aren't just good ideas, they are your assignments, the contributions only you can bring forth in the specific way the world needs them now. But just as this creative fire roars to life, just as your confidence solidifies, expect a final, desperate counterattack from the shadows. This is where it gets dicey. This is where many falter. As your light brightens, as your power surges, as your heart cracks open, everything within you that is not resonant with this new frequency will be violently forced to the surface. Don't be shocked. Don't be discouraged if familiar demons suddenly reappear with terrifying intensity. Old fears you thought you'd conquered, deep-seated insecurities you believed were long buried, past traumas echoing loudly in your present moment. They are surfacing not because you're regressing. They are surfacing because you are accelerating so rapidly that these outdated energetic programs, these ghost files of limitation, are being flushed out of your system. It's like shaking a dusty rug. The dirt has to fly before it settles. You might experience a crippling wave of imposter syndrome just as you're about to make a bold move. That insidious inner critic might suddenly become viciously loud, spewing its familiar venom. Who do you think you are? You're not ready. You'll fail. You don't deserve this. This is not evidence of your inadequacy. This is not a sign to retreat. This is integration. This is the final, desperate purge before the definitive breakthrough. And you must understand this. These fears, these voices, they are no longer fundamentally yours. They are echoes, energetic ghosts, memories of limitations that once held power but are now obsolete. They only persist because some residual part of your consciousness hasn't fully received the memo that you've leveled up, that you've outgrown that old skin. This Heartfire portal doesn't just illuminate, it also casts long, dark shadows. And these shadows are being dragged into the light not to stop you, but so you can finally see them for the illusions they are. Outdated narratives, limitations that only hold power if you continue to believe in them. Remember this immutable cosmic law. The intensity of the fear is directly proportional to the magnitude of the expansion available. The bigger the resistance from the old self, the more monumental the breakthrough waiting on the other side. This is the precise juncture, the razor's edge, where most people turn back. They misinterpret the death throes of their limitations as proof that they've hit an insurmountable wall. They mistake the final purge for failure. Do not make that mistake. What you're feeling isn't a barrier, it's a gateway. And passing through it requires facing that fear, acknowledging it without empowering it, and taking the next step anyway. Because on the other side lies the reality you've been striving, praying, and bleeding for. And now, we arrive at the warning I promised. The linchpin. The piece that separates those who will harness the raw power of this April 6th ignition from those who will merely feel a temporary buzz before snapping back to their old reality. Listen carefully, because this is non-negotiable. Let that sink in. The energy pouring onto the planet, focusing through this Heartfire conduit, is undeniably potent. It's rocket fuel. But fuel sitting in the tank doesn't move the vehicle. Energy, no matter how powerful, doesn't alter physical reality unless it is expressed, unless it is grounded through action. You can feel the most incredible, world-conquering confidence surging through your veins. You can receive the most profound, divinely inspired, creative downloads. You can have the clearest, most vivid vision of your desired future. But if you do not take tangible, concrete, real-world steps, however small, to embody that confidence, to express that creativity, to manifest that vision, it remains trapped in the realm of potential. Beautiful, shimmering potential, but ultimately unrealized. A cosmic tragedy. This is the hidden trap. This is why countless people will feel amazing during this portal window, energized, inspired, hopeful, yet weeks or months later, they'll look around and realize nothing tangible in their lives has actually changed. They felt the surge, but didn't channel it. They received the power, but didn't apply it. They saw the open door, but hesitated, waiting for perfect conditions, waiting for fear to vanish completely. And the door swung shut. The universe is offering the wind, but you must raise the sail. The cosmos is providing the fire, but you must strike the match in your own life. And listen, this isn't necessarily about quitting your job tomorrow or making some huge, dramatic leap, unless that's clearly the aligned action. It's about aligned action, small, consistent steps that express the new frequency you're holding. Maybe it's finally hitting send on that vulnerable email. Maybe it's making that phone call you've been dreading. Maybe it's setting a firm boundary with someone who drains your energy. Maybe it's dedicating just 30 minutes to that creative project. Maybe it's applying for that position that feels slightly out of reach. Maybe it's simply speaking your truth in a meeting where you'd normally stay silent, showing up differently. Whatever your specific aligned action is, know this. Between now and the next significant lunar event following this April 6th peak, the actions you take possess amplified power. They are like seeds planted in extraordinarily fertile, energetically charged soil. They have an exponentially greater potential to take root and grow rapidly into the reality you envision. Don't squander this potent window waiting for more signs. The signs are here. Don't wait for more certainty. Certainty is built through action. Don't wait until you feel 100% confident. Confidence is forged by doing the thing that scares you, while embodying the knowing that you are supported. In the days following April the 6th, perhaps around April 10th or so, the raw intensity of this specific energetic gateway will begin to subside. The moon will move on. The precise planetary geometry will shift. The feeling of being inside a cosmic pressure cooker might lessen. The window doesn't slam shut instantly, but it definitely narrows, the direct amplification dialing down. But here's the critical point most people miss. What you initiate, embody, and act upon during the peak intensity doesn't just vanish. It sets resonant frequencies in motion. It creates energetic ripples that expand outward, subtly or dramatically reshaping every area of your life in ways you cannot possibly foresee right now. The confidence you dare to step into now becomes your new energetic floor, your baseline reality. The creative seeds you plant now continue to draw cosmic nourishment and unfold. The boundaries you establish now recalibrate your relationships. The truths you speak now alter your timeline permanently. Your reality physically reorganizes itself around the frequency you choose to hold and act from during this pivotal time. Some will look back on this specific period, early April 2024, as the definitive turning point. The moment they finally shed the old skin. The moment they stopped apologizing for their power. The moment they irrevocably chose expansion over comfort. The moment they allowed their heart's fire and their will's action to finally dance in unison. Others will barely register it happened. They'll feel the energetic tide recede and slip back into familiar patterns, perhaps vaguely wondering why that brief surge of inspiration faded. They'll continue waiting for the right time, waiting for permission, waiting for guarantees that never come. They missed the signal. They hesitated at the open door. The difference between these two outcomes isn't predetermined. It's not about luck or inherent worthiness or external circumstances nearly as much as you think. The difference lies in awareness, recognizing the magnitude of the moment. It lies in courage, the willingness to feel the fear and act anyway. And it lies in choice, the conscious decision to engage with the transformative fire instead of shielding yourself from it, hoping it will pass. So, as this Heartfire portal blazes towards its peak intensity around April 6th, the question the universe is posing directly to you is stark. Will you be the alchemist, consciously using this fire to forge a new reality? Or will you be the passive observer, feeling the heat but allowing the moment and its extraordinary potential to slip away unrealized? This cosmic invitation, like all profound opportunities for soul growth, doesn't force itself. It offers, it empowers, it swings the door wide open. But you, and only you, must choose to walk through it. If this message resonated, if you felt that stirring of recognition deep within you, then your journey through this transformation is already underway. Thank you for tuning in, for holding space for this critical information. If this content served you, please consider clicking that subscribe button. Your support helps get these timely messages out further. Share your experiences, the synchronicities, the challenges, the breakthroughs in the comments below. Your story might be the catalyst someone else needs. Until our paths cross again in the currents of cosmic change, stay aware, stay courageous, and take those aligned actions. Take care. And remember to subscribe for more insights into navigating these unprecedented times.